What the hell is up, YouTube? This is your boy Bearded Kingface, aka Essential, here with another reaction / review, this time joined by Black Thought, Streams of Thought Volume 1 featuring Ninth Wonder. Let's get right into it. You know the drill. Before we get started, I want you to hit that red subscribe button, hit the notification bell so my videos end up in your feed once they are released, hit the like button, comment, show some love, follow me on socials. You know what to do. Let's get into the content. Tariq Trotter, aka Black Thought. Now, it's pretty hard to talk about Black Thought without talking about the roots. Why do I sound like I'm repeating myself right here? Interestingly enough, the Roots was formed by Black Thought and one of the current members of the Roots, Questlove. This was back in 1987, and it wasn't until 6 years after that that the Roots came out with their debut album called Organics. Extremely successful hip-hop band. Of course, one of the only hip-hop bands, I would say, in my books. I am not counting Wu-Tang Clan. Wu-Tang is more of a posse made up of a bunch of MCs. The Roots actually has live instrumentation, and currently, in the current lineup, one MC. Of course, Milik B was a part of the Roots up until about 1999, and he was the other rapper on a lot of tracks and on some of their big albums like Illadelph Half-Life. That's this one over here, and who can forget tracks like Respond, React, or Section. This was a dope freaking album. Now, aside from the 10 albums that the Roots has released up to date, including the one that they will be releasing hopefully this year called Endgame, they are known for having actually harbored and nurtured another movement called the neo-soul / alternative hip-hop movement that was going on in the late 90s. This started out with the Soulquarians, Questlove, Black Thought being 2 out of the 4 Soulquarians that kind of established this whole scene. Other acts associated with the Soulquarians movement or the neo-soul movement were, of course, J Dilla from Slum Village. We had Common, Erykah Badu, D'Angelo. I mean, who could forget the albums that they were releasing at that time? I mean, that album from the Roots, Things Fall Apart, oh my gosh, that was bananas, including that collaboration piece with Erykah Badu. Baby, don't worry, you know that you got me. How can you forget that? Common, Like Water for Chocolate, that had The Light on it. D'Angelo, Voodoo Child, I think that was his second album, and that had, of course, Untitled. How does it feel? Erykah Badu's album, oh man, Bag Lady, using the same sample as Explosive on the Dr. Dre album Chronic 2001. And of course, Mos Def, Talib Kweli. There was just so many people that were a part of this movement at this time, and it was extremely important. With actual content, let's not forget that the Roots is also the house band for The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. That is a big deal for a hip-hop band or any sort of hip-hop group in general. Now, through all of this, Black Thought has not even released his own solo album. He was, of course, supposed to release Masterpiece Theater back in 2001, but since that didn't count towards the contractual obligations that the Roots had as a band for their record label, that was scrapped. A lot of the material from that ended up being on the Phrenology album by the Roots back in, I think it was about 2002. There's supposed to be a collaboration piece with another well-known producer that was supposed to be Dangerous Thoughts. That didn't end up happening. There was just a few releases here and there that were supposed to happen, and we were finally supposed to hear Black Thought solo, and it just never materialized. Let's not forget that 10-minute freestyle back in December with Funk Flex that Black Thought did that went viral using that Mobb Deep instrumental in the background. Oh my gosh, that was bananas, man. Funk Flex is, you have to watch Funk's face throughout that whole thing. For a freestyle to go viral like that and the whole world to be talking about it, man, that really just goes to show the amount of talent that Black Thought has and what a great lyricist he is. Enter Ninth Wonder. Ninth Wonder has been an amazing hip-hop producer for a number of years. He has that classic soul style, still chopping up the samples like they used to do. He has his own way of putting the beats together, and trust me, they always sound dope. So these two collaborate. We get an EP, only 5 tracks, Streams of Thought, Volume 1. I am extremely excited to hear this. I've heard a lot of great things about this, so without further ado, let's get into this EP. Alright, first track called 215.
Yo, the big world keeps turning like ice and animes. The church kitchen hustling dinners every Saturday. I heard murder ran this vast deserted land since back when Burning Man was blacks in Birmingham. Before the presidential election, the Persian skin.
Back when Burning Man was blacks in Birmingham. God damn it, yo.
Picture my daughter drinking water with a sign, say for color girl. I ain't talking Intozaki Sean game. Who said in Senegal I was a king and general rich? I'm not arachnophobia, black petroleum, ceremoniously holy when at the podium. Even though it's hotter than weapons, grade plutonium. The people try to check for the return of the Ichiban. Who keep it 100 when everything's partial? Dignity and sanity is what the game costs you. Wake up to the paddles on your chest, we had lost you. I'm just painting a picture like Kerry James Marshall.
Woo! Oh my gosh. How are you gonna keep it 100 when everything's partial? Dignity and sanity is what the game will cost you. Yo, he's just... It is hard to keep track because there's just so many things happening right now. The way he delivers that verbal spit, man, and he's throwing in words from different languages too. I don't know if anyone caught the part where he said Ichiban. Ichiban, Japanese, #1, best one. Jesus.
In a pyramid, scheme nightmares and day dreams from the runaway slave to a modern day kid.
Holy man, that is a wicked start to this EP. I wish this was a start to a full-length album, because if I'm getting that kind of fire, you best believe I want an album. 5 tracks. I know I'm going to keep going back and listening to this, but Twofifteen, that was an amazing intro. That beat went well. Very minimalist. Not a lot of stuff going on, but just that verbal assault, delivery, spit. It was everywhere. You need to go back and listen to that and process that. I know I'm going to have to go back to it and listen to it a few times. I have a feeling I'm going to have to do that for every track on this EP. But, oh, that was a great start to this. That was an amazing start. Track number 2, 9th verse, Thought. I wonder if Ninth Wonder is going to switch it up, switch the beat up here and there if it's really 9th verse, Thought. So, let's see what happens.
I'm not a typical arrogant American, no prescribed medicine. I'm sick as I ever been. Rolling out of the dealership in a McLaren. These rappers is Peter Pan, I'm Pan-African.
Okay, that one part. Oh my gosh. The mouthpiece of the Foul East, the chief, oh my gosh. But that one part at the beginning, who calls a McLaren a McLaren? He just called it a McLaren to say that y'all are Peter Pan and I'm Pan-African. So we got McLaren and rhyme with African. God damn, yo.
And I'm a rocker, soccer, robot, hop. I drop bombs and the flow I got. Come at you like .com, you should know I'm not. Money just a concept, never been an object. Even when my mother was living up in the project. My rating is high and young, rich and pride. This rapper talks, gravitas like a cannonball. Staying up all night, throwing my sleep pattern on.
This rapper toss, gravitas like a cannonball. Oh.
Position of my commission is trilateral. You fucking with me, you tripping for trying that at all. I'm messing around, make you call, get the dad involved. My bro looking like she's Cinderella at the ball. Every January like a Capricorn.
Wow. Oh my. This is just a verbal onslaught that will not stop since the first track. What the hell, dude? Black Thought, come on, dude. Thought. This is bananas, man. 9th versus Thought. Sick track. I'll make a comment on the production, though. It does not sound like a 9th Wonder production, yet it is. So he kind of went a little bit outside of what he's normally used to doing, outside of his element a little bit. It still sounded nice and crisp. It really complemented things. It went really well. Black Thought knew how to assault that track. I mean, I didn't expect anything less from him, but man, there were so many quotables and one-liners in there. There was just things everywhere. It was, whoo. This is track number 3, Dostoyevsky. That sounds like 9th Wonder.
Bartender, one Casamigos and lime. I'm celebrating gracefully, getting better with time. Halfway through this incredible ride.
That's true.
I'm kind of doing an incredible job. Upgrade to a spaceship from a basic whip. Cash rules everything, I just wanted a taste of it. The fury I manipulate is the arc of the story. Written without a ghost writer, the author it for me. This is crime and punishment, I'm the judge and the jury. Listen, Dostoyevsky.
I swam with crocs, fish with sharks. May never pop charts, but I know I'm popular.
That's Rapsody.
To run the game, I came up playing guard. I ain't turned star boy in a weekend. It took more like 7 years. Make a sane man drink ever clear. It ain't ever clear. If we ever guarantee the year.
I said, Dostoyevsky meets Joe Pesci. Tired of staring at a glass half empty. Turning me from Dr. Simi to cock and Simi.
The same thing he did with the Maclerman to get the Pan-African. That shit is damn back again. Gave it a round of applause, had to clap again. It's making me want to spit my own bars right now. Dostoyevsky, Joe Pesci. That's the only way to get those two to rhyme. Oh man, but he's clever, he's clever. Oh, this is a sick track. Rapsody came with it too though.
I'm built on facts, I'm not your rumor, I'm a malignant tumor. Slid through in a suede puma. Steady, heavy, legendary, all praises overdue.
Nice. Man, that was bananas too. I think I'm just gonna continuously have my expectations met after them already being seated. Like it's like he set the bar high and he's keeping it there. So initially my expectations were exceeded, even though I know Black Thought can definitely deliver. And then he kept it there. He did not disappoint. Okay, he raised the bar and he kept it there. And Rapsody, she came with it too. She can definitely hang with him on this track. Obviously, Black Thought came a lot harder just because he's Black Thought. He's on another level. You do have to pay attention to the lyrics though. There were some instances, and I wouldn't say some, I would actually say a lot of instances, just because of his rhymes, his flow, and the types of words he uses. Sometimes if you're trapped in that daze of like, oh shit, I'm just amazed by everything Black Thought's saying right now, you may lose track of the meaning behind it. But there was a lot of stuff, especially towards the end in his second verse, about how blacks are kept down and the system is created in such a way that there is suffering. So you do have to go back to it and listen to it to actually get the substance of what's going on. And of course, related to the title of Dostoyevsky, he made that reference in the first verse about crime and punishment. He said, I'm on crime and punishment towards the end of the verse. So you gotta catch these little things here and there because they're sprinkled throughout, but it is very dense. Okay, fourth track, Making a Murderer featuring Styles P from the Locks.
Rhyme artisan from the crudest bipartisan. High haters a fifth grader, you're not smarter than. Omega, you betas, I march harder than. It's disturbing when a murderer enjoys homicide. Talented Mr. Try Squad, beyond qualified. Why I'm chemically on par with Salvador Dali. I traveled to Tijuana and smack the federale who packed.
Oh my gosh, with Salvador Dali, I traveled to Tijuana to smack the federale. These are lines you have not heard anywhere. You hear a lot of words being reused in hip-hop, a lot of people rhyming with them just in different ways, but the things he says, it's like you're hearing it for the very, very first time. It's just so unique, his rap style. He is on an entirely different level. Like, he's not even rapping anymore. It's just something else. It's stream of consciousness. It just flows through him.
People been telling me recently, Tariq, you need to chill. But picture that, the diplomat, pistol slap aristocrat. Not too many legends got a legacy that's this intact. That equipment I'm ripping kept where the ammunition at.
Rappers coming for me, I'm sending a missile back. Not too many legends got a legacy that's this intact. He's right though. He's right. And he doesn't even have a solo album yet. Oh man.
I'm Hunter S. Thompson, doing it gonzo. A rapper winds up as a John Doe. I told niggas, 60 seconds to shine before I fold niggas. Got pies in the oven, but no DiGiorno's. Yo got fucked, but no pornos. We ain't grown corn, but got cornrows. Tell them to come through. And watch them get beat like the African drums do. So, I'm to give lessons to Sun Tzu. Lyrically, I'm Bruce Lee, master of Kung Fu. Rhyming with Black Thought, possessing a Black Thought. Around, you could be in making of a murder, ghost.
Okay, Making a Murderer, they both came with it. Styles P had a nice long verse. The second verse, completely different style. Even the production was a little bit different on that portion of the track. You could tell the way the vocals were mixed in was very different. Man, that was dope. Black Thought, you know, man, just throwing shit around. Hunter S. Thompson, he's just like, in terms of the things he pulls from, it's another level. You can tell he sits and he reads a lot. He's not just pulling things out of his ass. This guy reads. Okay, that's why they call him Thought or Black Thought. He has knowledge. He's trying to spit that wisdom. Okay, he talked about repping the old heads. Yes, he reps the old heads. Okay, talking about his legacy being intact. Oh my gosh, all sorts of stuff were floating around in there. Sick references. And then Styles P was talking about you can bring your rappers, better be more than 2, multiply that by 20, tell them to come through. Talking about, he's like, I'm Bruce Lee practicing Kung Fu. Just the way it was layered was great. I think that was nice. It was nice to hear them both on track together. Man, these guys are just different. They are different. This is different times. Whew. Okay, track number 5. This is the last track. Thank You featuring KIRBY.
Thanks for the memories. The first and third of the month check deliveries. Agencies in the early 80s for giving cheese to families with parents who had drug dependencies. The power of positive energy as opposed to hatred as a motivator. Thank you to my enemies.
I wanna thank you for giving me, thank you for giving me love.
I had to use this expression of my gratitude, that my attitude didn't limit my latitude in cases when I had to do what I had to do.
My attitude didn't limit my latitude, ability to move up.
For players who supported, remaining completely patient, and each and every record in the basement. Listen, thank you.
Well, I guess that part was supposed to end abruptly, sort of like, this is not a goodbye, this is going to continue elsewhere. This was a nice track, obviously not supposed to be as lyrically heavy as the others. I was actually waiting for something like this. I was wondering if, because it's an EP, he was just going to go with 5 tracks of just hardcore lyrical assault rhyming, because he only has so much time to get all of that in, or if there's going to be a song with a slightly different pace. This ended up being it. No surprise that it's at the end of the album, but it's nice to see a thank you to acknowledge all the people that helped him or were there for him to get him to where he is today. There were a lot of mentions about the type of energy he puts out there. He has nothing but love for his enemies, for instance. That was one of the lines. So just be mindful of the type of thoughts that you put out there, because you are your thoughts. You are the sum of your thoughts, and thoughts become things. Overall, I think this was a solid EP. Streams of Thought, Volume 1, Ninth Wonder, Black Thought. Black Thought really delivered lyrically. He really delivered. He reminded us why he's one of the best. If that 10-minute freestyle he did with Funk Flex on his radio show was not reminder enough, this was why. That showed us a lot about what we have to come, what we have to expect from Black Thought. We got that lyrical miracle stuff, tracks 1 to 4. We got something a little bit softer on track 5, which is what I would like to see him on a little bit more. I know The Roots has that kind of material here and there, especially like Dear God 2.0, one of my favorite tracks from The Roots on How I Got Over, but that's what I want to see more of from Black Thought. This was a solid project. I'm really excited about what there is to come. Ninth Wonder delivered. Black Thought delivered. It was freaking bananas. I gotta go back and listen to this thing a few times, but overall, this shit is fire. Anyway, YouTube, this is your boy, Bearded Kingface, aka Essential. If you like this video, make sure to actually hit the like button, hit the subscribe button to continue getting videos from my channel. Hit the notification bell so it shows up in your feed once they're released. Leave a comment to show some love. Tell your friends about this channel. And until next time, peace.